everyone, I'm Allie with the Potomac Bead Company, and I want today to share with you this tutorial using some LeafDuo beads. You're going to be using 6 LeafDuo beads and a 14mm Rivoli, along with some seed beads to do this Passionflower Pendant. If you do need any of the materials to make it, below the video there is a date stamp that says when the video was published, and there's some information and links in there for you to link to these products so you can buy from us at potomacbeads.com and potomacbeads.eu. We'd happy to be able to ship you out the materials that you need to make these lovely creations. In this video, I'll be showing you how to create a netting to hold in a 14mm Rivoli using seed beads. These are 11s and 15-0 seed beads. How to work with the 2-hold beads, such as these LeafDuo beads. How to step up on the LeafDuo beads, as well as how to create a nice simple bail using either an 8-0 seed bead or a wire guard. You want to get some thread and needle ready. You can use a size 10, 12, 11 needle and get about 3 feet of beading thread. These also would be a lovely pair of earrings. They're not terribly heavy, so if you want to do a pair of earrings, you'll need double of everything, and also grab yourself some ear wires. So again, to get started, grab your thread it onto your needle, and make a little pile of the materials that you will need based on the colors that you choose. So to get started, I'm going to create a stop bead by placing an 11-0 seed bead that's not included in my project onto my 3 feet of my beading thread, letting it drop down to the base of the thread, leaving about 2 inches left, just enough that I can hold onto to tie a knot at the very end, and take the thread up through there. You can do it once or 2 times, it's kind of up to you. I'm going to begin the pendant with my row of my leaves. The LeafDuos, when you're looking at them, actually have a curvature to them. So you can see kind of they curve in towards one another here, or you can curve them out. What I'm going to do is actually curve them all in the same direction so they sit similarly. I'm going to pick up 6 LeafDuos and separate each by one of my 15-0 seed beads. Again, making sure that those LeafDuos, which are 2-sided, so it doesn't kind of really matter which one, are all facing the same direction. So it doesn't matter if the top's facing to the left or to the right. You just want to make sure that as you put them on and you're looking at them, that they all are facing the same way. So I have them all with that tip pointed to the left, and I'm just picking up a 15 and then my LeafDuo, 15 LeafDuo. I'm going to end with a size 15 seed bead and let that drop next to my stop beads. To create kind of that circling effect, I'm going to take my thread and needle, go back through the first LeafDuo, 15-0 LeafDuo, and then come out after the second 15-0 that you put on your project, after the second LeafDuo. That's going to pull that in nice and tightly. From here, we're going to create our first little band here that's going to hold in our netting of our 14mm Rivoli. The band itself is going to be a series of 3 15s, 3 11s, then 3 15s. We're skipping over the leaves and just connecting to the 15-0 seed beads. So again, I want you to put on 3 15s, 3 11s, and 3 15s. You're going to repeat this 6 times by then going through the 15-0 seed bead next in line that separates the LeafDuos. Give a nice tight little yank here to tighten up my thread. And then on to the next one. So again, the series is going to be 3 small, 3 of your 11s, and then 3 small 15s. And through the next 15 in line. You're going to want to make sure that all of these rows of seed beads that sit on top of the LeafDuo are sitting on the same side of the LeafDuo. So you don't want some kind of flipping to the back and some flipping to the front. They're almost going to look like a halo or a rope around those LeafDuos. So again, continue this 6 times, going through, adding those 9 beads, 3, 3, and then 3, and into that next 15. So you're going to end up with the bands here of seed beads sitting in a circle at the top of the leaf duos. So go ahead and continue on adding your other bands, and as we get to the end and go through the last 15, I'll show you how we're going to step up to start creating that netting. So I'm ready to put on my last little strip here, and I'm going to go through the 15-0 seed bead that separates the leaf duos that my thread was originally coming out of. And then I'm going to step up to the top of one of these bands. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew through the first 3 15s and the first 2 11-0s that we put on. You can see I'm going to come out of the middle, that middle 11 on each of my strips or each of those bands that are going over the leaf duo. And that's where I'm going to connect now to go around to the actual leaf duos. So to create the next part of the netting, it's going to be 2 15s, 1 11, 2 15s, and then into the next grouping of my 11s in through the center 11. That's going to then also pull the leaf duos a little bit outward and pull that band a little bit in. So again, 2 15s, 1 11, 2 15s into that next center 11 as I go around the circle. So again, 6 beads, we're going to do this 6 times. So again, over to the next one. You can kind of usually make that middle one stand up a little bit and force that needle between there. I'm using a size 11 needle. A size 10, a size 11, or a size 12 would work. Again, as you're doing this, making sure that you're pulling in a little bit to get that netting effect. Going around and continuing to add the seed beads. Again. Coming around and adding that in. And I'm just doing it all on screen to show you how quick it actually can be to make these. These would also be great as a pair of earrings or as a component as well. So I'm into my last grouping here, and just like I did before, I'm going to do a step up. I'm going through that original 11-0 seed bead that my thread was coming out of. Give a nice little tight pull. And now I'm actually going to grab my crystal. I'm going to kind of bend the leaves or bend those seed beads open a little bit before I pull completely tight. The leaves you can see in the middle, those are going to actually catch the crystal, and the crystal is just going to sit right down inside those seed beads. So put your crystal in and then give a little yank on that inner row to really hold it in place. And you can see it can't go anywhere on the back, so that's nice because these double drilled beads, it already has that netting. Now what we're going to do is connect to the middle 3 beads. So we have those middle 3 beads that we have. Remember, we put 5 beads on our last row. 2 15s, 1 11, 2 15s. I'm going to sew up now just like we did previously, and I'm going to come out through the 3rd 15, or the 15 after the 11. To get that little lotus flower look, add an 11-0 seed bead onto your needle, and then go to the next section of 5 beads and pick up the middle 3, 15, 11, 15, and out. And again, that's going to pull that netting in a little bit and get that lotus flower look. 111 goes on over to the next grouping through the middle 3 beads. Again, 1 seed bead, middle 3 grouping. So this time we're only adding 6 additional beads, and those are going to be 6 additional in the 11-0 size. Again, I'm almost around and through with adding my 6 beads. If you get the tail end, just kind of push that out of the way, giving nice tight pulls as I go around. Add your last 11. Go through the 15, 11, 15 that your thread was originally coming out of. Give that kind of nice little tight pull, and there you get that nice lotus shape. If you want to, you can reinforce by going around those 3 beads and that 11-0 again, or if you want to, you can even add more 11-0s to it. Kind of create a little bit of a little arching effect. What I'm going to do instead is come down the project and get ready to actually decorate the actual leaves. So to do so, my thread is coming out that 15 there. I'm going to go down the next 15 and basically continue down that line that was created. So down through all of the beads along that line, going through the next 15, through the 11, down through the 15s that sit on that center row. And then as I get to the bead that connects between the LeafDuos, I'm going to go through the bead and through the LeafDuo that sits next to it, coming out the bottom hole of the LeafDuo. Now it's time for us to decorate the actual top section of the LeafDuo and add in the seed beads and the fringe that sit along the side. To do so, our magic number is going to be 4. We're going to add 4 15s and then sew from the bottom hole to the top hole of the LeafDuo. Again, add 4 more 15s and sew back through the bottom hole. So I'm not sewing through any of the 15s along the middle, just through the bottom hole. That decorates that outer edge. And what I want to do, you can keep it like this, that the tips of the leaves stick out, but I'm going to go one step further and kind of turning it over to make it easier. I'm going to sew up through the 15s that I just added, those 4 15s. Again, our magic number is 4, so I'm going to add 4 more 15s, 1 11, 4 more 15s. And I usually use this as an opportunity to kind of clean up my bead mat too, gathering all the 15s that have scattered. You're coming up through the 15s on the one side, adding those 9 beads and coming down through the 4 15s on the other side. Just give a nice little yank and then on to the next one. For the next one, you're going again back through that LeafDuo that your thread was coming out of. That pulls it to the top. You're going to go through the 15-0 and the next LeafDuo in line. So remember, we put those 15-0s and our LeafDuos on in the center row. And sometimes, because of the way that the LeafDuos curve, you're only going to get through the 15 first, and then you're going to have to sew through the leaf after. Again, now our magic number is 4. Kind of bend that stop bead out of the way. We get on 4 15s, sew through the top hole of the LeafDuo, 4 15s, and sew around back through, coming out that same hole that our thread was coming out of. To decorate the top, we're going to go up through the 4 seed beads that we just added that were on the left hand side there. Add in 4 more 15s, 1 11, 4 15. Down through the 4 15s on the other side. And the reason that I'm not looping around the top, some of you may say, well, you could start here and loop around the top. It's getting a better, more direct line and an actual kind of seamless line by doing it this way. So I'm going to go back through the LeafDuo. If my needle wants to, as I come out the bottom hole of that LeafDuo, kind of bend that stop bead out of the way. I'm then going to go through the 15 that sits right below that stop bead, kind of wiggle my thread out and go through that next LeafDuo. So now I'm going to repeat that pattern another 3 times, and as I come up to the 6th one, the final one, I'll show you how I'm going to attach my extra beads to it and get ready to attach my wire guard to then attach my jump ring to finish off, so I have the bail already attached to the project. So I'm at the very top of the piece and I'm ready to do the pendant here. And what I'm going to do is just alter it slightly. So I'm still adding 4 beads and then my 11-0 seed bead, and then a crystal. So I'm going to add my 4, then my 11-0, and then a crystal. You can see that kind of just will sit right on the top. And if you need to, you can add, if you want to do an earring or you have a smaller piece that you're going to sew it through, I'm just going to do a nice seed beaded rope for this. You can add an 8-0 seed bead at the top to act as your bail. What I'm going to be doing is adding a wire guard. So for the wire guard, we're going to go up through the side of the wire guard. Gives it a nice polished look. Down the bottom of the wire guard. And what happens if you're not familiar with a wire guard is the wire guard or the thread, this is kind of like French wire, it's going to sit right in that little curvature, in that little curve that is created. I'm going to sew down through the crystal and down through the 11-0 seed bead. I'm going to give a nice little tight pull. And what I'm going to do with the wire guard is just take my fingers, because it's a nice soft metal, and just kind of pinch it together. Give it a little bit more of an ovally shape. Coming out the 11 then, I'm going to add 4 more of my 15s and come down through the 4 on the other side. So just like I've been doing. If you want to, then you can add another additional piece of thread by circling around and going back through. And that wire guard, you can see, I'll just sit right there. You can put your nice little chain through it and have it finish up. So to reinforce, I'm going through the LeafDuo one more time, going back up through everything that we just added. So I'm going to go back up the sides and go back through the 15s, go back through the 11, that connects them, go through the crystal, that sits right above. And I have one of these 3x4mm crystals. You can really use anything though. Going through the wire guard, down the wire guard on the other side, and down through the alternate side of your LeafDuo. An idea too that I had as I was kind of processing these and putting these all together, these would look really lovely for spring, grouped together in an actual kind of free-form necklace where you would attach and connect, just sewing the sides together like that. So reinforcing here now, I'm going down through the 11. So that 11 is going to have 4 pieces of thread going through it. Down the sides. And then as I get down the sides with the seed beads, all I'm going to do is sew back along the center line. So I'm sewing back along that center line here, going through my LeafDuos and my 15s to get back to that stop bead. So it's kind of a nice thing, you can actually sew right back along. And then all I'm going to do is completely get rid of the thread by knotting it in place. So I'm going to wiggle my needle through here so it comes just through the 15. Get those 2 threads together, and then simply take my thread burner and burn the edges of the thread down. So once you burn off the ends of the threads and just sew through, it actually pulls the leaves again kind of straight. So we have that then completely done on this Passionflower Pendant. And like I said, they really could be used as components that you can connect them. They have that kind of symmetry that they are 6-sided rather than 5-sided, so they would be easy to connect here in the center as well. I like them if you want to challenge somebody, do a free form and just kind of connect them in a bunch at the center of your necklace. That would look gorgeous as well. And they really do not take that long to make. So again, if you want to make this Passionflower Pendant, You can go back to the beginning of the video to kind of listing off the instructions. Also below the video, there's that date stamp that says when the video was created. Check that out and the link for the different materials as well. So hopefully you guys get a chance to kind of play with some of these new things. Remember, you can always subscribe to this YouTube channel to learn when there's new things like these LeafDuo beads, as well as different finishes and new coatings and new products and so much knowledge that we love for you guys to share, pass off, and learn as an awesome beading community that you are. Stay connected with us on Facebook and social media, as well as if you want to join our Facebook group for beading and jewelry making, we would love to have you there and to have you offer ideas, help, get suggestions, and really just get inspired. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and have fun making the Passionflower Pendant.